Hi, welcome to Crafted Sweetly. I'm Diana. Thanks so much for being here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together these ornaments. It's called a TRISKELE Globe. It's a paper globe and it's really simple to put together. So I just wanted to show you the process. Now, you can get the pattern in several different places and I have links below for all these. This is a book that I just purchased on Amazon. It already has the strips that you need. In here, they're all the same size and you have to color these. So that's the one thing with this book. But you can relax, color it, and then turn it into an ornament. And you can make 25 different globes with this. 25 ornaments. And what I did was I just cut the page out. Now the one downside with this is it's fairly thin. I suppose you could cut it out and then copy it onto a little heavier cardstock, which is probably what I would actually do with the remaining ones. But I just cut out the page using an X-Acto knife. It's not perforated, so just be careful because you could easily rip this first one. And then once I cut it, I'll show you what I did the next step with it. I took them and sliced them up into the strips that I'll be needing. And if you notice, one side has a little perforation kind of or dotted line. That's where we're gonna tape the ends. So that's one source. Another source is online and I have a link below. You can try and find it online. As far as a free pattern, there's not much that I could find. I did find this one and it was just a page that I guess you could enlarge, and this turned this size ornament. Again, same thing, you could color this if you wanted to. So that's that one. And then I tried making them myself in Cricut Design Space, and I just used some cardstock, kind of did some mathematical calculations to try and figure out the, like where I need to place these half circles that you see here. So this is what it looked like. Once I cut it, I cut out 6 strips, which was gonna make 2 globes, and you can use any pattern. Now the downside to this, it doesn't have this part different than this if you're cutting it out of one piece of paper, but that is an option. So I'll link the pattern for this one down in the description box, and you can click on that and then use your own cardstock if you'd like. Good way to use up some paper. Okay, so I'll put these off the side, and then the link to the website that has a ton of different patterns. It's an Etsy shop where you can purchase these already done, like you can download PDF files and use those. So now once you have this ready, what's the next step? And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see all kinds of fun projects. I know I have a lot of book folding videos, but I do like to switch it up and do something different. Once you've colored it, and this is the cardboard that I was using to color this on, we need to score these half circles. And I'm just using an embossing kind of tool to score this, because this is the folding point. So you want to make sure that this is scored evenly. You can use a template if you'd like to make sure you're even. So the next step is we want to glue this down at the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use double-sided tape. That's fine. Okay, so I will use double-sided tape here. Oops, wrong way. Right at the edge. And you bring it around and put it down like this. Now this is going to turn into a fairly big globe, and you do that for 2 of them. So that's one, and then we're going to do the same thing on this one. Move over so you can see a little better here. And make sure this is lined up and also lined up right on the dotted line. Now once you have this, you can see that this is eventually what we will need. But you insert them into each other like this. Okay? So you're not looping them, you're just taking the two rings and putting them together this way. Now the next step is this one, before you tape it up, we're going to weave it through this. So I'm going to take the first side here, and this goes over just to make sure, because I need to weave it through this side. Okay, and now we're gonna tape this. Now that I've kind of put it through here, I'm gonna tape this side down. Okay, now they're all intertwined. Now the one thing that I want is I want these half moons or half circles, a little smaller than half circle. I want them all to be on the outside. So notice this is partially inside the other loop. So I'm gonna turn this until I bring this completely over the top. Okay, and then the same, that's fine right there. Now this one, you don't see any of the half moons, so I have to rotate this completely. This was the one that we put through the other loops, so this one's gonna take a little more turning. And you know you're in the right place when these half moons all intersect right there. So you can see, you know, this dot is right there, this comes from there, and this is from here. So they all intersect in that one point. So that's what you want to make sure that's happening with it. Okay, and if I pull, it's right there, this one and that one. Now the next step is these are scored. So I'm gonna press this down, and this is the part where if the paper's a little heavier, it makes it a little easier if it's not, you know, quite as flimsy. So once you have it, then you just fold this down right along the score line. So you do want to make sure you're on the score line with the fold, otherwise things don't match up. Heavier paper definitely is a little easier. The one that I did, this one, was heavier paper, so this crease just stayed much better than if you're using, you know, paper from a book. But I love the patterns in this here. I would just cut the paper out and copy it onto a little heavier cardstock. Alright, so that's what the ornament is. Now it is a little bigger than this one, as you can see. Not by much, but a little bigger. But just add a little bit of string before gluing, like just glue the string to one of the strips, and then you have yourself an ornament. So as I said, it's really easy to fold. You just have to make sure you have the two inner loops together and then weave the third one through. But fun, easy project. You can have the kids help and color and then turn it into an ornament once the strips are colored. Hope you enjoyed this short, fun little project. If you have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to click on that description box, and I have links for all the supplies that I used in this project. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.